All right, what's up, everyone? It is April 24th, 2020. Welcome to episode 2 of the
Hold on.
4Line podcast. I'm CJ.
Yo, I'm
You
Brandon.
know I'm Mark. All right. So who's gonna
And
start us
who's
off talking about
this
that minor
fellow
league?
over here?
All right, so
I just
first
have to
off,
say something real quick. Your Yankee with no brim looks dumb.
Whoa! Yankee with no brim!
Yankee with no brim.
It's fine.
Yankee with no brim.
Yo,
Alright,
Yeah,
let's
Yankee
don't
with
ever
no
disrespect. Don't ever
brim.
disrespect the Yankee with no brim.
Yo, what are you doing?
Yankee with no. Alright,
Don't never disrespect the Yankee with no
CJ,
brim. All
let's
right,
start it off.
so first things first. Everyone continue to stay inside. Wear a mask. Wash your hands. Wear gloves. Do whatever it takes to help stop the spread of the coronavirus, because we really don't want this affecting our daily lives anymore. All right, so our first topic today is minor league baseball has agreed to, well, reportedly agreed to a new PBA, which allows with the MLB, which allows minor league baseball to cut 40 teams from 160 teams in minor league baseball to 120, and that affects the Yankees by eliminating, well, our hometown Staten Island Yankees. Well, that would be a big loss, well, to the community and to many communities around the United States, especially when the MLB is trying to grow the game of baseball. And the Mets would be affected. They'd lose their Double-A affiliate, Binghamton, but we'd also lose a team right in our home area, and all communities would lose something, one of the ones that they might have. So how do you guys feel about that?
I don't think it's a good thing. Like, I remember us, we used to always go to the Staten Island Yankee games, and we would have the most fun. We would
Facts, bro.
we would be chilling in the suite. We would run around the stadium. It would just be fun.
Facts, bro.
Compared
Those
to
were
a major league game like the actual Yankees in the Bronx, it's a complete different game.
vibe. It's a whole different vibe too in
Yeah.
the stadium.
Yeah.
Like at MLB games, there's a huge crowd usually around the dugout area, like for autographs and stuff before the game. Here at minor league games, you just walk up right there, you get autographs. They're fun experiences too. I mean, I haven't gone to Staten Island games since I was really little, and it hurt.
You need
Well,
to
I
work
mean,
for them.
Yeah, I was an employee for them last summer, but it would hurt me a lot if they took away probably my favorite thing to do in the summer. If they take that away, that would hurt. It hurt a lot of communities and people around the United
All right.
States.
Well, on to the second discussion. Let's talk about Arod and J-Lo potentially buying the New York Mets. This is crazy. They mentioned that they want a coronavirus discount,
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
which
Did they really?
dumb. Yeah,
That's crazy.
it's on the New York Post.
Oh.
They want a coronavirus discount.
Well, it's probably because the stock prices aren't as high right now. Like you could, because of the stock market's going down a little bit and the economy's
Yeah.
going down a little bit. So it probably makes it easier for them to buy the Mets
Yeah.
in its entirety. But that also includes the Mets, the stadium. That includes
How
a
would
lot.
you feel now? Because then Arod and Derek Jeter would be the owners of two teams in the same division,
Yeah.
and then
Don't like it, but what are you gonna do?
and then what is it called? Arod being on the Yankees most of his career,
Yeah,
Mhm.
facts.
being a trader.
Jeter with his whole career, and imagine they're both teams going against each other now. You got the Mets and possibly the Mets, and you have the Jeter's Marlins now.
Yeah. It's pretty upsetting seeing them go to a rival, seeing him go to a rival
Facts.
team.
Well, the Mets kind of do need a new
Yeah.
owner. I mean, the Wilpons are terrible owners. I mean, they're probably the worst owners in the MLB. To be honest, I'd be totally fine if the Wilpons remain owners of the Mets, because that means more Mets failures for years to come. So
Yeah.
we'd all appreciate that.
Do you think
We-
Arod's gonna help us out like Jeter did,
What do you mean?
giving
What do
us
you
a bunch of
Oh,
trades?
yeah.
no, I
maybe.
doubt.
They're either
Give
gonna
me Pete
they're-
Alonso.
imagine.
But I think it's the GMs. I mean, I think the GM does that. I mean, but Brody Van Wignen, the GM of the Mets, he said that there is a deal in place for a Wheeler to the Yankees actually over the summer. I read that last week. So Zach Wheeler could have potentially ended up on the Yankees, and if I'm not mistaken, that would have been one of the only trades between the Mets and the Yankees. It's a rare occurrence, or if not, I'm not sure it have ever happened or not, but
All right.
I'd like to.
Let's talk about another team in the league, the Red Sox. Mark, what you got?
All
Oh
right, so
man,
let's talk about the second most hated team in the league, the Boston Red Sox. They
in
have
our
also,
opinions,
yeah, in our opinion, obviously Astros number one. So Red Sox have also been confirmed. They have cheated in 2018, 100%. Alex Cora has already been suspended for 1 year. However, a lot of people are still saying after 1 year he might manage with the Red Sox again. So, yeah, I don't know if that's gonna happen. I don't know why you would want to have him on a team. Makes no
That
sense.
just looks bad on the Red Sox just because if he's being accused of cheating and they're just going to hire him right after,
it's a bad.
when
Yeah.
they fired Hinch from the Astros, I feel like they need to
Mhm.
follow the same direction and fire him.
It's a
Speaking
horrible.
on elaborating on what we said last week about AJ Hinch and the Astros, I totally AJ Hinch is gonna get a job again. I mean, I doubt Cora too. I mean,
Yeah.
they both cheated.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about the punishment the Red Sox got? How do you guys
Not
feel about that?
definitely should be a much harsher punishment. The players barely got even a punishment at all, and they cheated
Yeah.
the whole
No
year. So
players.
yeah,
I
yeah,
find it to
they
be
got
funny.
yeah. It's
What were you saying?
ridiculous.
I find the funny part to be that they suspended the replay guy.
Yeah,
He
that was
does the
funny.
replays.
That's actually so funny.
I
I
saw
mean,
that. I was like, this is the only guy they really suspended besides Cora. They need to suspend players that were involved in this.
well, I mean, like they suspend players who do drugs and stuff like PEDs and stuff for
Yeah,
a lot harsher punishments. I mean, but that doesn't affect the outcome of every game. That affects the outcome.
yeah,
Well, mostly of particular players' abilities and stats. But looking on what the Astros and Red Sox did, it affected a whole season and the playoffs and the World Series.
yeah. It's really
All right.
horrible. Like, go ahead, Brandon.
Yeah, it's
Go
a
Mark.
it's a bet. Yeah, you go, Mark.
All right. Yeah, it was like it's hard. It's so bad for the game of baseball, and it sucks to be a Yankee fan right now too, dealing with the Red Sox in our division. But I
And
mean,
the Astros.
their team sucks anyways, so I mean, not really worried about them
Yeah,
too
they're
much.
terrible. Yeah, I'm not worried about the Red Sox. I don't think anyone really should be. I mean,
Yeah,
there's no way they're. I mean, the only really competition again this year is the Rays. I mean,
yeah.
Pretty
but
much.
they also traded one of the better players on the team, Tommy Pham, no longer there.
Yeah.
But it is what it
All right.
is.
All right, moving on. CJ, we're gonna discuss about the Major League show.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. So the MLB, the show league, is from every team. Play MLB the show as their team that they play for against other players throughout the MLB, and all the proceeds.
NBA did something similar to this where a bunch of players from different teams played each other. It was on, I believe, ESPN,
Yeah, it
and
was.
it was a coronavirus thing where all the proceeds went, and it was actually pretty interesting. Like they were all talking trash.
Yeah, that I found that to be. Do you guys play MLB the show or no? I
I
can't.
mean, I have a PlayStation. I play it. I haven't gotten 20 yet because
Yeah, me neither.
I'm holding off on it right now. But
Mhm.
I did play 19. 19 was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
19.
have.
I just feel like they need to update it a little more. Like
Mhm.
like if you see 2K, like they back
They
in
have better graphics.
2016.
better graphics.
Yeah.
I
So
I'm personally very excited because I don't have a PS4. I have an Xbox, but I am personally excited for the show to come to Xbox next year.
Yeah,
And
that'll be cool.
'cause we really don't have any baseball games here. We have RBI baseball, and I mean RBI baseball isn't that game
that's why
sucks.
PlayStation's better.
But I heard that they revamped the whole game and like redid the whole entire thing. So I might consider checking that out.
PlayStation's
I heard it's good.
better.
Nah, bro. Xbox Wave. Xbox is the wave.
Xbox got trash MLB games.
Yeah, that's
Although we only have one bro, but MLB 2K, bro. That series was legendary. And
That
they
was
took
actually good until
might
they
be better
stopped
than the
it.
show.
They,
was so
I mean, I really don't remember. I remember playing them when I was younger, but I remember those games are fun. Those are fun games. 2K12 and 13 were my favorite. 13 was probably the best one.
Mhm.
All right, so
I wasn't very good at it though, but
Mark, do you have any Yankee injury updates or league updates
Yeah,
regards to
it looks like
injuries?
regarding the Yankees, not too much has gone on since last week. Judge is healing. Everyone's looking pretty good. Obviously, not Severino. Unfortunately, he's going to be out for a while. But yeah, Judge is looking good, and can't really say anything about any other Yankees. Everyone's healing slowly. And
yeah,
that's it.
I believe Stanton would probably be back by now. I'm not sure, but there's really no new news here. But I did read that Judge is doing a little better. But speaking on the topic of really nothing happening now, we also learned the other day hockey's coming back on July 4th and 5th. How do you guys feel about baseball possibly still returning in May? I mean, we
I think
discussed this last episode, but
it's a good thing. I mean, honestly, now that hockey's returning in July, I think MLB is going to follow the same thing just because right now it's slowly but still not at a good enough level where they could start playing yet.
yeah,
I know some gyms are opening up in the middle of May,
yeah, it's in
but
other states though.
still social distancing. So
Yeah.
for that reason, I think it's going to be pushed back even well, even further now.
Yeah, how do you feel
Yeah.
about that, Mark? With the
Um, yeah, I definitely just don't think we should have fans yet because even if we do have fans, we would have to be like 2, 3 seats apart. Um, it just wouldn't be the same experience. And New York is like so populated. There's so many cases. It's the most
effects.
in the country. So
And especially at Yankee Stadium, because Yankees have
yeah,
decent crowds every night. But you go to like a Rays game or something, you're already social distance between the whole crowd.
yeah,
Or
yeah,
an Orioles game, like who goes to a Rays or
yeah,
Orioles game anymore?
It's a good joke.
yeah.
But I
The
also
zoo is
did.
never like that.
Yeah, facts, bro. Even when we're bad, people still show up.
Yeah.
But I did read that in the stands. I believe it was Dr. Fauci or President Trump. One of them said that, like last week, that fans could possibly sit 2 seats away from each other unless you're like in a family. But that also poses a bunch of other risks like food, like concessions and stuff. How are you gonna do
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
You might have to wear masks in the stands. I mean,
Yeah.
I
So I don't
really
think
don't
it's
know how that should.
yeah, it's not worth it to have fans yet. So unless
Yeah.
they're like last week, the cardboard cutouts of people,
Yeah,
but
cardboard cutouts.
gotta get those in the
I, I
stadiums.
I still feel though that baseball is going to return quicker than other sports because
Yeah.
It's
you see
outdoors.
like hockey and well it is outdoors and hockey and basketball you're closer to your opponent. Like basketball,
Definitely.
you're up in an opponent's face the whole time. Hockey's a physical game, but
Yeah.
then you look at baseball, you're really not near people unless like
Yeah.
the umpire by the catcher or like you're on base or something,
The only
sliding in
bad
the
thing
hole.
is everyone touching the same ball. That's the only bad thing. But they get
And
like
there's a little spit in the gloves too, like
Yeah, but they switch the balls out like
yeah,
every
yeah,
few,
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you have foul balls, home runs, stuff like that.
So
all
hopefully
right.
baseball will be back soon.
But it would feel weird though at Yankee Stadium, watching a Yankee game and all you hear is just the crack of the bat, and you can hear
Yeah.
like the players talking. But that also gives us like a new way to look at the game too.
Well, remember what happened with the Baltimore game when they had the riot?
Oh
There was no
yeah.
fans, so it was a pretty weird experience. That's a bro moment right there. But that's a pretty
Bruh.
weird experience for a Major League Baseball game.
But I have a feeling. Well, that's what we're gonna have to see. That's what we're gonna have to deal with for the next few months if baseball does return,
Yeah.
and pretty much all other sports. I mean, but rather be safe than sorry. I mean,
Definitely.
rather not have rather than have people get sick on the field or in the stands
Yeah.
because then that
I'd-
poses a bunch of
I'd-
risks throughout the
I'd
league.
rather
All
not
right, so
see Judge get the virus.
Nah, bro. Especially
Yeah.
with all the time, especially with all the
Imagine.
time he's missed, man. I mean, I really don't want to see any player get the virus. Like
Definitely.
even Astros players, I really don't want to see anyone really get sick or die
Yeah.
from this. But
Going off topic, we're gonna wrap it up with this. The NFL draft was last
Yes,
night,
sir.
and
yeah, well, the
number
first
one
one,
overall, Joe Burrow,
Joe
going to the
Burrow.
Bengals.
He's a
Yeah,
beast.
generational talent right there. He's gonna be
People are
good.
comparing him to Tom Brady. What do you guys think?
I mean, he's got a long way to go, but he's definitely on track. I mean, he's already beaten Brady in the draft. Brady was drafted so late, so
Yeah.
like
Well,
being
yeah, but
Burrow drafted #1. But I mean, he's nowhere close to Brady yet, so we got to see what he does with the
well,
Bengals.
he's not really. You really can't compare him to Brady on the hype factor because Joe Burrow was drafted #1. Tom Brady was drafted way later in the draft.
Yeah,
Yeah.
People didn't even think Tom Brady would possibly even make a roster, but
yeah.
people did think. Obviously, Joe Burrow's going to make a roster, but with that Bengals team, it's probably going to be tough. I mean, that team, even
All
though
right.
my Jets lost to them.
And my number 4, the Giants. It kind of took me a little starstruck, picking Andrew Thomas instead of Isaiah Simmons. I was
Classic Giants.
completely shocked. I have a reaction of it. That was very bad, but I was pretty disappointed. But right now, I think we could pull it off.
But that wasn't a bad pick. He was one of the best linemen in the draft. But Simmons, man, Simmons was out there.
Yeah.
Arizona
But
drafted Simmons.
speaking of linemen,
Oh damn!
me and Mark, our Jets drafted
sir.
Mekhi Becton out of Louisville. Probably the best lineman in the draft, all by his side.
No,
I'm watching
To be
videos of
you
this guy.
were pissed, CJ.
Okay.
Yeah, but brief.
Admit it.
A minute. I was pissed for a minute, and then I realized that we got the best lineman in the draft instead of CD Lamb. I'm like, oh, we got the best lineman in the draft.
Whoever
right
was
here, bro.
in the background looked like EDP.
EDP. Yeah.
EDP.
EDP
To be
is right
honest,
here.
I thought that his dad. I thought that his dad was Mekhi Becton for a second.
Speaking of EDP, the Cowboys stole the Eagles' pick of CD Lamb. Cowboys and Eagles are in the same division with my Giants, and damn, now we got to deal with him. I mean, we were gonna deal with him if the Eagles picked him, but EDP's reaction is golden.
To be honest, I thought he was gonna go to the Jets. I didn't expect him to fall all the way down like that. But you had
all Jets fans are like I see a lot of people like complaining about Becton, but like because everyone wanted like a wide receiver or something. But like to be honest, I'm not even mad about it because he's
I'm not mad
like
about it
this.
anymore.
He's like this like 375 brick wall that we just got. Like Sam Darnold is gonna be like sleeping. He's fine.
Bro, have you seen the videos of him playing basketball by any chance?
Oh yeah. Last
man,
time they showed them.
Yeah, I was watching some of his highlight reels. He just pancakes people so easy. He just picks these people up like they're children and just throws them across the field, bro. He's gonna be a beast for the Jets, especially blocking for
The second round of the NFL draft is tonight.
Yes, 2, 3,
Are
and
you guys
4.
tuning in? I don't think I am because normally I watch the first night because the first night you're gonna get the best picks, but the rest of the nights it's really underrated talent.
True. I mean, I want to see what the Jets could do here. I mean, we're most likely going to get a corner and a receiver in the second and third rounds here, but I'd like to see what they do with these picks. I mean, how do you feel about that, guys? Like, what do the Giants have any picks in the second round?
I believe the Giant. Let me check real quick. I'm almost certain that the Giants have another.
I know
pick in
the
draft.
Jets. I believe the Jets are picking at 48, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll see who we get.
Yeah, we'll see. There's people out there. But
Yeah.
to be honest, the most shocking moment of last night's draft was Jordan Love
the Giants
being
have
drafted
picked
by the
36.
Packers. All right.
Oh yeah.
But the most shocking moment of last night's draft, Jordan Love being drafted by the Packers.
No one expected.
Man, that's Aaron Rodgers' replacement right there.
Yep.
And
They already see Aaron Rodgers possibly retiring.
well, I mean, that team right there
They
with
already need his replacement.
well, if you get a wide receiver or something on that team could possibly be. They were good last year, but they could be even better if they have a decent receiving core. But I don't know, man. I mean, that's his replacement right there.
Yeah, we didn't even mention Brady and Gronk going to the Buccaneers.
Oh
Yeah,
my
Brady
God!
and Gronk, man. Bro, I find it nuts that I was watching WrestleMania 2 weeks ago, and Gronk was on WrestleMania.
He won a
next thing-
title.
Yeah, word. And then next
That's
thing I
He's
know,
a champion right now, and
Yeah,
now he's got to lose it in order to go play.
and
Man.
he's next thing I know, he's in the NFL again, reunited with Brady. But at
And what's
least,
actually weird is that Gronk signed a contract with WWE. So
yeah, I
he's
know.
technically still part of them, even though the season started. But
That's crazy.
Gronk loves his boyfriend.
Yeah, facts, bro. Brady needs
You
his
can't
boyfriend
replace
Gronk,
that.
man.
Definitely. They got to stick together.
But
Yeah,
yeah, the Brady.
100%.
Well, you saw last year, Brady wasn't as good with that. His number one target right there, Gronk, and I don't know. I wish them no luck at all in Tampa Bay, considering they as being a Jets fan, they terrorized us for years. But
Don't you
Yeah.
guys verse him?
no, you guys play him this year, I think.
So
Yeah.
that pretty much wraps it up for this episode. I know it was
Yeah.
short, but it was all the news that we had to bring to you guys. We
Mhm.
even threw in some NFL.
Yeah, some
Um,
Xbox, and PS4.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But anyway, thanks for watching, listening. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube and follow us on whatever podcast platform you're using this on, Spotify, Apple, Anchor, anything. But just make sure to stay tuned for next week's episode coming next Friday. All right, so that pretty much wraps it up.
Yep.
Signing off, CJ.
Mark.
Brandon.
All right,
B-Dogs.
be good.
Dogs.
Yes, sir.